Hello, everyone! Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's TRI Crypto Top 100 Countdown, Crypto 100 Review, Crypto, what the hell do we call this show? I don't know. We'll just talk for crypto for about an hour or two. I've got the two superstars that are my co-hosts here on this show on Wednesdays with me this evening. Both back in the saddle. Paul, brand new day. I don't know if has the sun even risen yet. Probably not. How are you this evening, Paul? Coming in, or actually this morning, coming in from Romania. Paul, are you here?
Good morning. Yeah, actually it's 4 a.m. in my area, so.
Yeah, no sun up yet, eh? But maybe the middle of the summer, the sun might start rising this time of day. Who knows? I know I live pretty close to the North Pole, so the sun rises very early in the summer, but then doesn't rise till very late in the winter. Anyway, so how are you this morning?
I'm just waking up, looking at the chart.
All right. So that's that. I think we've interpreted that over the months as Paul's doing great.
Exactly.
And you probably hear Paul said he got a brand new microphone, so he's sounding all professional and coming in loud and clear. So that's kind of cool. And tonight we've got Ben joining us. Ben, are you here?
Howdy.
All right, Ben's here.
Yeah.
I don't think none of us have our camera on tonight, and of course. We've been having a bit of issues with the with this Google Hangouts and doing the videos through them. I don't know whether it's really the best route to go, but for the purposes of this show, as long as we're still doing it, well, we'll just keep to what we're doing here. I guess really we've got a lot of extra windows, so let's see. I'm actually screen sharing a different window, so I might be able to maximize this, make it a little bit bigger. Let's see what happens when nope, not that one. Gotta be careful which button to push. Not that window, over here. Let's try it over here. There we go. So that's a little bit bigger. So we've got the crypto dashboard. This is TRI's crypto sort of platform that we and I run the daily briefs and stuff off of. Also, I have a little algorithm that I've built the breadth of the top 30 cryptocurrency names by market cap, and of course here is the list of those 30 names. I think we're up to 30. I don't know. Sometimes one or two names drop off the list, and it turns out it's only like 27 or something like that. But nonetheless, pretty robust list. Had a bunch of sixes, and you know, if you're looking at this for the first time, fives and sixes are very rare. So we're in a window right now in the cryptocurrency market that actually doesn't happen very often, and I would highly strongly encourage you to take advantage of this. You know, if we had this screen up and running this time last year, when the market was right up top and, you know, Alan was on things like Saturday Night Live. Was that last year or was that 2 years ago? Anyway. You know, all of these would have been... Pardon me?
That was 2021. April 21.
And what, really? Was that... So that was 2 years ago, eh?
Yep. Yeah, almost 2 years ago.
It's incredible how quickly the time has passed. So I guess the point being that you would have seen twos and ones. And, you know, whenever we look at the broader universe, normally stocks don't trade at ridiculously low valuations and don't trade, and then all of a sudden give you trending signals. Like here's the bond market, 3s and 4s. That's sort of like middle of the range. All the country funds, you know, South Africa looks interesting, but the rest of the country funds, not really compelling. Sectors, you know. And this is the way most of the market actually looks, like most of the time. So just the fact that we actually do have so many cryptocurrencies that are spitting up fives, which basically says that it's at the bottom end of the range or the moving averages are turned up. And sixes say it's at the bottom end of the ranges and the moving averages are turned up simultaneously. And as I said before, you don't see this very often. So it's a special window in the marketplace. And if anything, we might even put like a tag on it. This is an opportunity in the market that only comes by about once every 4 years. Then, of course, the market starts getting bid up. Hell, you've watched about a month or so of the market getting bid up. I mean, I don't think we've really started a new bull run here yet. But just even the past month, all of a sudden, everybody in the public's going all crazy. And, man, all the YouTube channels coming out, all the latest alpha guys and stuff. And it's remarkable to listen to them use all the language. Like, they've all learned everything. Learned about bags and learned about being a degen and, FOMO and giving you alpha. And, oh, God, you listen to the lingo. It's ridiculous. The only problem is, what I kind of noticed is that people are kind of making stuff up as they go along, which is a little bit concerning. The one good thing I like about TRI is I think our education platform is based on sound principles and stuff that I've learned like over the past 30 years. And we also have some excellent students of the market, like our level 2 instructors. Paul, you're hip deep in that level 2 program right now, eh?
Yep.
What do you think of that WD GAN guy?
Too complicated for me. No, honestly, we had the first part of the GAN.
Yeah.
Really nice. I really like it. Is the simplest part. First one.
Yeah. Well, and next week we get into things like why does the top of Saturn look the way that it does, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit too. I don't know. I prefer simple things I can execute in the market. That's my idea. Yeah,
Right.
the first part was nice for me, but I don't know. I'll have to watch the second part to see what.
Well, and if anything, you have a really special treat because Marat absolutely loves GAN, and he's the level 2 instructor, and I think we have just an absolute special treat. And then, of course, his sort of sidekick, half TA, half co-instructor, Shark Toshi, Joshua. He's the instructors in our education program are just some of the coolest traders around. Just fantastic guys. So anyway, wanted to ask, I know that they are on WDGAN right now. And actually, we were even having a conversation with a new person on the site. They can't wait to get to level 3 because that's where they get introduced to harmonics. And all the various different harmonic patterns. And Sharky's like, hey, don't discount again, man. You better that's level 2. So anyway, chock full of educational material. Love our education program, and I think it gets people on a sound footing. Like I'm hearing people saying things like weekly death cross, which I've been trading for 30 years in the business. I never heard of anybody ever heard of a weekly death cross on technical analysis before. So people are making stuff up as we go along here, which I don't know whether that's really in the public's best interest. But anyway, I guess just the point that I would just make is we are in a very unique window here. I can't. This only happens about once every 4 years. Because crypto is so insanely volatile, I've been putting lots of tweets and messages out. Make sure to get your together, right? And have your plan ready to go. And, just don't quit. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. The irony of it all is when Brian gets all bullish and all excited, that's when most of the public just isn't even the slightest bit interested in this stuff. It's a bit frustrating, but oh well, it is what it is. So, have quite an interesting backdrop, and I will say, the Romanians in our group, oh my goodness, that Ulian guy, I can't believe how many doubles that guy has booked in the past month or so. It must literally be a record if somebody was keeping records. I think banged out another double here today. So, and I hope you guys in your group, Paul, you guys are banging out lots of wins. It's been a very eye-opening month of January, that's for sure. February feels like it's, coming out with a little bit of a whimper. And maybe a little bit of a cooling down period in the market. We'll see. But wow, January sure was special. That was quite remarkable. So that's basically what we got ahead of us. And, the only reason why I'm showing you this is we have sort of a matrix up here. And you can see there aren't buy signals anywhere else in the market. The only place where the places that we're getting those sixes are in crypto. And, man, there's some pretty charts. Our CTO was wrestling with how on earth do we get this SHIB to actually report a price, because look at all the darn decimal points. But he figured it out, so thank you very much, Sjord, for banging away on that and placating the old man. But look at this chart. I mean, the chart itself speaks for itself. This is exactly what I'm here to teach you all to try and identify. And the irony of it all is that where is Alan, shilling his Dogecoin and all those kind of things? Where is the Coinbase people all rocket the rock stars and their big IPOs and and the public hey Ben, are you having any family members calling you up and asking you if they should buy crypto yet?
No, but do you know what? I forgot to tell you that they actually did come right in at about November of 2021.
Yeah, well, I guess that would make sense.
I thought this time would be different.
That would make perfect sense.
It was spot on. It was spot on, right on time.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the point, is that when, anybody who's watching this video after the fact later on, just FYI, I changed it so that you had to be an actual stream subscriber to comment in the little lounge thing there. So if anything, hopefully that encourages you to subscribe to the TRI channel. Then you can post all the comments and notes and stuff that you want. And I see there is the Joshua McGowan. That's our level 2 instructor who's total boss. There's Murad, our other level 2 instructor, big happy face. Good that you do not see me blush. Aw, Murad, I swear, Murad's one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet in your life, too. Total awesome dude. I mean, so is Joshua. I mean, all you guys are so awesome. I'm so lucky to have you all in my life. There's Adam de Hospital. What are we supposed to call it? What am I? Oliveria de Hospital, right? That's your name now. So you're Adam. You are A-O Oliveria de A-O-D-H? A-O-D-H. A-O-D-H. Oda? That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Anyway, Adam was over in Portugal with us. You see him over there in the chat room there, and he was the one who suggested the Oliveira de Hospital place, and that was definitely the best place we stayed in when we were in Portugal. That was the shit. I've actually marked this so it's family oriented, I think. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It is public, but so I have to watch the potty mouth. But anyway. But the point here is that, I mean, this is exactly what you want to look for. This is why, I mean, Joshua, and there's Ulian. Is that Ulian, our insane doubles master? Ulian, how many doubles have you banged out here? I mean, it's absolutely insane the numbers the guy's done. I mean, I even saw him, he was banging out doubles even today. I couldn't believe it. And I don't know, do you get to talk to Ulian very often, Paul? I think he's another Romanian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From time to time.
I mean, you Romanians, you are just awesome. We got another Romanian, Eddie, in the crew. Man, and Eddie was over in Portugal with us too. And man, it was so much fun hanging out with Eddie. You Romanians, you're so cool, man. I love hanging out with you guys. Anyway, all right. So we have on the screen here. This is our app. Interesting how we had that. This is a fun one on the site because I don't really like to make reference to these And I have no idea why anybody would name a cryptocurrency after male bodily fluids, reproductive fluids. I don't know. All I know is that that son of a gun, I think it's gone and doubled on us. So I'll have no choice but to bang out a double here on this thing. Where is that? Actually, interesting. Crypto's caught a bit of a bid. The algo actually flashed. You saw on that other screen. Of course, I'm terribly disorganized. This is the one sort of criticism people are always throwing at me. But you notice on the crypto dashboard, we actually had a sell signal that was issued by the algo yesterday. So I had to actually close out the bot, or this is it's like robotic trading plan that I'm doing this term. I mean, who knows? It might look like a doofus at the end of this, but we bought, we sold, we bought, we had to sell and take a bit of a loss. Overnight was feeling happy that I hopped off. Now you can see the market's back above where we sold. So anyway, we'll see how that plays out. This is the crypto market here. You can see Bitcoin's up a whopping $7 right now. But gee whiz, look at all the green on this screen. Let's go see what that crazy Inu, what a terrible name, what it's doing, because I was pretty close to getting a double off on this thing. And actually, I don't know, we might have already, because Sjord was managing this. It was on it's on the DeFi. Yeah, look at that son of a gun's up again today. So, and this is actually a really interesting one, because I've been trying to teach you guys, you know, if it's one thing that I did take away from this whole COVID experience, is the good Lord used that opportunity. And can you believe that that's now like literally, that's a 3-year-old story, right? Because it was in March of 2020 when the crap hit the fan. And here we are, February, March of 2023. That's 3 years of our lives have gone by. God, it's incredible. Anyway, good Lord decided that it was time that I learned chaos theory, which meant it was time that I was going to teach all of you chaos theory. I think we've done pretty well in, number one, figuring out how this stuff works, and then number two, actually applying the principles. So we have a nice little double bottom here, and the market zipped up. And you can see we're coming into our sell half on a double level. And I would be willing to bet dollars to donuts that this 2.618 level is traded to. The only question, of course, unfortunately, with these DeFi names, I don't even think you can work open orders on this stuff. So it's just really a question of whoever's running the DeFi platform, and I think Sjord has a responsibility for this right now. I've got to wake him up if I happen to see the price trade through there, and he's got to hit the bid. Anyway, good testament. You know, we're just running our small business of trading. You know, you should look at this image. It doesn't really have any data over here, but you should look at this image and go, well, gee whiz, that looks exactly like that SHIB coin idea. I mean, a good buy is a good buy is a good buy. I mean, they don't look unalike. They should look actually almost identical. So it's just fascinating that so much of the crypto space is looking like this. The one thing I guess that was bugging me most recently was just that when we did pull up these charts, I mean, can you come in on the buy side and buy that there? I don't think so. So as a result, if you weren't in off the bottom, then you're kind of sitting there going, well, now what the hell do I do? And the problem here is you got to sit, be patient and disciplined and just work your bids. So I think, you know, all the ones that you see in green are ones that I have bids working on. I don't actually have any fills. And, you know, it's kind of a bummer because there's not really much you can do about it. But as it stands right now, I would just take my fib, draw my reload zones, and you can see as it stands right now, I've got a bid working basically at the 78.6 here. And you go through coin after coin after coin. They all should look exactly the same. You can see working bid at weekly buy level 0.0963. So that's down in this area. And if you just pull up your chart and go boobity boo, and you can clearly see where the W is down here. And you see that that's right around that 963 level. So that's a lot of what I'm doing right now, is working stink bids and just seeing if we can get some flash crashes and break the market down into buy windows. Of course, as stuff moves up, I'll be more than happy to spoon feed. Suppose half of my problem right now is, do I want to approach the market from a trader's perspective, which means things like this one was a pretty good example. This was, you could argue, a bot setup, 33%, no more than 66. So that means if this is a trend continuation setup, then I'm just going to go A, B, C, D and draw my bought trade levels. And you notice 25 set up nicely, and that's actually basically where I bought. So the question ultimately was, do I take this as a trade and just bang out the win on the bot hit win? Or am I trying to little old lady this, and I want to sell halves on doubles, triples, quadruples, whatever, and approach the market from that perspective? That's sort of the biggest debate right now. But this is a good debate to be having, because what this means is we're actually in buying windows, right? When we were up here and we were doing all this crap, it was, and there were some, this one's probably not a good example. RLC, this one's been around a while, right? When we were up here, you can't do anything. You got to be on the sell side. You can't be on the buy side there. And sure enough, the whole damn market has to work its way right back down to the base. Now you can see the weekly W's coming in. And this is the same sort of logic. You could be long anywhere down in this area. I just like 78.6, 88.6 off of this previous range. Really, I wouldn't have a problem if I was still a retail broker and this was like retail customers calling. I really wouldn't have a problem them nanny nibbling all through this area, well, under the understanding that when we pop back up top and test this high, you're going to be selling. And now you can see, gee whiz, this thing's just got the most prettiest, well-defined weekly W there. And we always say the bigger the base, the longer the run. So you can see how this thing W'd out and then hummed and hawed. The pullbacks, that was probably a nice little mountain man. Benkoff check. You've probably heard us talk about Benkoff checks before. Like, that's perfect right there. I wouldn't be surprised if we're doing the same sort of thing right now, getting ready for the coming bull market. So, question is, do you want to take small profits here on setups, or do you want to, buy, sell halves on doubles, reload on reload zone pullbacks, add second, third, fourth cars, etc.? It's really a question of you and your trading plan, but we're finally back into a market where we can actually be buyers. Gee whiz, it's been a while since we've been in this kind of environment. So it's good to see. I suppose with regard to good old Bitcoin, as I had said there earlier, there was actually, I got to give a shout out. I saw, who was it? Colin from Colin's Pump Chaser Zone fame come out recently, and we'll just use this Tether proxy. I think he was sort of thinking along the lines of, I like the idea that we had this big run up, then we had a consolidation, and he actually in a recent tweet, I think I saw him say that he actually liked the idea of the market pulling back right against these lows. And then, if this is actually a bull now, one solid low, two solid lows, if we can put in another like W type pattern here, well, that sets up a really big bullish bot setup that could take us up top. And Paul's going to go for a dart, and as soon as he comes back, we'll hop on over and get his report. So 33.66, all right, that's doable. If we get the W that comes in here, like right now, the moving averages have crossed to the bear side. So I think that if anything, this is kind of like I'm from Missouri. you got to show me that you are actually a bull. It is interesting how we have this 3-bar pattern. That's like an inverted empire for all the technicians out there. 3-bar fractal. It is theoretically a bullish chart pattern if we go through this high right here, which was 24,218. We've gone through that here on this 4-hour candle. This is my fun Tesla 4-hour. Probably all you guys out in the public want to see that. There's that same pattern. Inverted empire. Right? You got a nice little, it's almost like a head and shoulders. There's a shoulder, there's a shoulder, there's the head, and there's the neckline right there. You can see there's a big fight right at the 13 EMA right now. Interestingly enough, I think you could, and I did sort of mention this recently, the algo, of course, just will do its thing. Buy signals, sell signals, and you just got to take the trades as they go. No opinions in that trade setup plan. But something like this, you can see bot entry levels, 1 low, 2 lows, maybe. It's a bit sketchy. But now, 1 low, 2 lows. And like I said, if we could get a nice little W over here and even cause the moving averages to cross back bullishly on that. So you got 1, 2, 3. Nice little W sets up right off that 25 level. Interesting how that inverted empire right there is basically that bot entry level. Hey, we might be talking some serious price action here. So I thought that was really interesting that developed. And I wouldn't be surprised if this bullish scenario does play out, then probably what's going to happen is the silly little algo will spit back on bullish, and I just got to go buy the position right back. So as the algo stands right now, I think I showed you, it got a bit of a breakdown. It wasn't like a really clean sell signal, and it wasn't like a shorting signal that I would really tout. It was a cross. The fast zip down here, but we could very easily find that it zips down. Market's a little bit waffly. Market firms up. It reverses right back up, and just like that last signal, it might be one of these where you're buying, you're selling, you're buying. It's all basically within a few $100 of each other. So algo, if anything, I don't fault the algo. This was looking pretty heavy, kind of double toppy. We were breaking the new lows. Now, if this is turning into some sort of inverted empire, they've dodged the sort of bear bullet, and the market's getting ready to head right back up to the upside. Well, then, okay. The algo will probably spit up some sort of buy signal in here, and we're right back in on the long side. I did notice Ethereum was trying to put in a bullish bot as well. That was off of that low, but you can see, and I the other day in like the public broadcast that I do on the weekends, the Broiler Chicken Show, we were kind of humming and hawing about this level. And then I saw all these M's all starting to come in, and we had like V bottoms. You can see when I drew this, I was kind of like, okay, can we get the market to politely come back down into the reload zone and then turn back up, and away we go. And you can see lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Where the hell's the damn bottom? And of course, boom, boom, broke that low, broke that low. So if anything, the initial bot move is still on the table. So that initial surge is still valid. But now, if we're going to do our count, and this is potentially a bullish setup, probably have to be thinking something along these lines now. So this is going to still take some time. And this is actually put in a really nasty top here. You can see this reload zone was broken. That's off the table. We actually do have a situation where the market is smiling at us here, and within the context of an even bigger smile there. That's not a good sign. I mean, there is a lot of technical damage that has been done here. I guess kind of like Bitcoin, if I could get a nice W in here and develop, well, then maybe we got something to work with. But this is done, so that's really nasty technical damage. If anything, the Bitcoin chart looks a hell of a lot better than this Ethereum chart now, which surprised me. Because to be honest with you, one metric that Paul likes to track, and I've seen him talk quite a bit with you guys about this, is the dominance. And I got the impression that dominance was rolling over and topping out. And it looked to me like the altcoins were going to enjoy a nice little, was it a seasonal rally? Was it, a January effect kind of rally where small caps outperform? I don't know. But looking at that Ethereum chart, I don't think we're going to get the outperformance out of Ethereum. I suppose the whole crypto market, that actually doesn't look too bad. It does look a bit head and shoulders-y. So we do have to be cognizant of that. But I could very easily see that this is bullish bot kind of thinking again. So 33, but no more than 66. If this is another continuation leg higher, then we probably want to see something along those lines, and we want to see a nice base put in here through this range. Yeah, this is going to take some time, right? This is just straight down off of the top. In fact, if you draw your trend line, we would say we'd really want to see like a W on the other side of that line. That's not really a very friendly line. It's a huge trading range in here. So, yeah, I guess, ironically enough, looking at all of these, the one that actually stands out to me that looks actually the healthiest is Bitcoin. There is the Bitcoin. There's Ethereum. And interestingly enough, when we looked at Litecoin is well, I guess, it just moved to a new low here. So, looking heavy. I was a bit surprised to see the way Litecoin was as heavy as it is. You can kind of see Bitcoin went sideways there. We were threatening to break down. Ethereum did break. Litecoin completely crapped out. Totally broke. Now Ethereum has held these lows and looks to me like it's getting ready to move higher even more, right? Go figure. That does surprise me a bit, to be honest with you. Anyway, I guess this is a good image. Bitcoin doing fairly well. Ethereum kind of looking a bit waffly. Litecoin looking rather poopy. That, to me, sounds to me like the dominance is back in Bitcoin's favor here again. And, it'll be interesting to hear what Paul's take is on dominance right now. So, Bitcoin's, in my opinion, looking the best out of all of these. Gonna have to wait on things like Litecoin and Ethereum for bullish setups. Bitcoin itself might actually be painting some bullish setups. And then a lot of the altcoins that we were looking at here recently, and it'd be interesting to look at Ethereum, especially off things like daily charts. Remember, the theme last week was a little bit skeptical about all these bearish divergences coming in on momentum. So we'll see how this plays out. The Bitcoin divergence is still there as well, so we're not really that technically healthy here. Yeah, it's an interesting air pocket in the market. This KMD is a good example. I used to really like this one in cycles gone by, but you can also see too, we're pushing to new highs and no new highs. No new highs on any of these indicators. It's a little bit suspicious. All right, that's my 2 cents. Paul, are you back from your cigarette?
Yep.
All right, so he's all nicked up. You feel like hitting this thing?
Yeah, why not?
All right, why not?
Why not? Let's do it.
All right, I will stop presenting. You have the floor, and let's listen to what Paul has to say tonight. Can Paul screen share?
Just 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, I better get those trades on, eh? Damn, market's pumping. Pumping. 50 points. I think we were down a good 500 points yesterday, though, eh? So, pretty volatile market, that's for sure. Let's go down to say a half-hour chart. Yeah, look at that move. So isn't that remarkable? That's a really great. After Paul's done his presentation, we talk a little bit about the inverted head and shoulders here, or maybe he'll talk about it too. But anyway, all right. Okay, so you are screen sharing the screen share. Do you want to screen share a chart? Hey, there you go. And now we need to somehow make your image the maximum size. It's awfully small. Is there any way you can make your screen a little bigger?
Yeah, it's big enough for me. It's 200%.
Yeah. I mean, you are showing the Hangout now, so why don't you pop on over to your chart? We're only using about half of the screen. So, sorry, folks. I mean, this is, I guess, just the way it's going to be. Actually, what I need to do
have to start again. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Like, it's smaller than what it normally is, even from our crappy Google Hangout standards. There you go. That's big screen. There you go. Okay, that's looking better. All right, so let's pop on over. I will change the display to, let's go properties, and then we will pop on over to, not that one, this one. There he is. All right. So we've got you on the screen, Crypto Traders Arena weekly report. I'll put myself on mute. Tell us what's on your mind, sir.
Okay, so let's take a look what we have on higher time frames first. We have the weekly crypto review, the 7 episode up and running on YouTube. 12 months. 12 months, same idea, nothing changed. We are still in the long reload zone. So it's still a good idea for me to keep accumulating altcoins and even Bitcoin. Slow and steady. At this price, I prefer to sit on the sidelines, actually, if I'm already in the market every day, so I think I could get a better price for my dollar cost averaging, but still in the long reload zone, still okay to dollar cost average. On the weekly chart, 25K seems like it's a nice resistance. Let's call it that way. So I'm thinking if we'll close weekly chart above 25.2, then we can think we can go a bit higher. But for the moment, I have already 3 attempts to short the market from 25K, really nice on lower time frames. I'm still thinking range in this area until we'll close a weekly candle above 25K. I'm waiting down below at a retest of this W, and then I could hunt along again on higher time frames. Now, nothing to do on, at least not on the weekly chart, not on the daily chart. Bitcoin on the daily chart, as you can see on my, we had a nice range. We broke to the downside, we broke to the upside again, and now 25K, it's like a brick wall. Every time the price goes to that level, we'll go back down. I made this newsletter a couple of hours ago. The market was a bit lower. Now it's back in the middle of this range. I'm still expecting 25.2 to hunt a short again. Why? Because I have a lot of spot position, altcoins and Ethereum and even Bitcoin, and I want to hedge my portfolio when I see the opportunity. 25.2 for me is still a nice level to hedge my portfolio. So every time I will get the chance, I'll try to hunt a short on that level until I'll be proven wrong. You can see 1, 2, 3 times we touch that level and just bounce back down. I don't like to. I like to play level by level. So let the market prove me 25.2 it's a support. When 25.2 will become a support, then yeah. So we have some bearish divergence. You can see on this move up. You can see bearish divergence on RSI, bearish divergence trying to form on MACD. Look at OBV. So for me, this is a shorting opportunity. Let's not forget that we are still in a bear market. A lot of people, I hear a lot of noise in the social media. Decoupling, ES will go down, Bitcoin will go up. Maybe, but maybe in bull market, not now. Just my 2 cents. Yeah? Maybe we'll decouple, but in the bull market, not in this environment. We are still in a bear market. So what I see here, I see opportunity to short 25.2, and I see an opportunity to buy below 20. You can see my range, 23,300. If the market wants to go lower at 21,500, 22, then I'll start hunting longs ideas again. Preferably, I want a nice dump even to 20K. That's, you can see where the long reload zone is. If the market will want to go in that area, then yeah, I will definitely be interested to hunt along. For our chart, you can see I had a short in this area. I had a short in this area. I had a short in this area. It's just a range for me. Yeah? So I will play the range game. I'm hunting longs in the long reload zone. I just put a long reload zone in this range, and in this area I was interested in to hunt a long setup. I even put a long setup on lower time frames. Now I'm just waiting. It's a range for me, so I'll play the range game. Long from the bottom, short from the top. Pretty simple stuff. At some point, this range will be invalidated. At that point, I'll reassess and find another range or another level to play with. For now, it's good enough, this range, and I'll just play the range game. It's really profitable. Yeah. So let's see. You can see even here. This is a higher high. This is a higher high, barely, but it's on the chart. And you can see even on 4-hour chart, you can see RSI, you can see MACD, even OBV. We have a higher high, but we have some AMs. When we'll get to 25, if we get back in that top, I'll be happy to hunt a short again. Let's go back on Bitcoin dominance on 4-day chart. So you can see on Bitcoin dominance, yeah. We had a nice touch a couple of weeks ago, touch of 61.8 short reload zone, rejected. Now we are in a short reload zone of this move down, yeah. And you can see we are going back down a little bit. That will give a nice opportunity for the strong altcoins to bounce more than Bitcoin. So we can hunt. I'll show you a bit later how I will hunt altcoins, but it's a nice opportunity to hunt some levels to long altcoins. Lower time frames, of course, not on daily chart. For me, it's a nice opportunity to hunt some altcoins. If the market wants to go higher, Bitcoin dominance to go on short reload zone, okay. I don't see it now, but it's possible. We can do definitely. We have an AB equals CD, and we can do another one and go in short reload zone. You can see this candle for the is untested, so maybe we need to go and test this short reload zone. But we are not there yet. Now we have actually, I don't know if at this point we have a 3-bar fractal top, but still a nice opportunity to hunt some altcoins. Ethereum versus Bitcoin on 4-day chart. Same idea. You can see now we have this big range. We have a middle of the range, and on lower time frames, you can see this is a support level. We rejected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Let's see if this time will be different. I'm thinking Ethereum could bounce and we can go back and retest this week high. Maybe. If not, if we lose this level, you can see the Wyckoff check where I'm expecting Ethereum versus Bitcoin to be. But until then, I need a close below this line, a candle body close, so I could think, yeah, we'll go down. For now, it's just a support level. You can, if you look left, you can see a lot of support. We tested this week this tail low. I'm thinking another small range, and maybe we can bounce from this level. Total 2. As you can see on the screen, we have a range. Everything is I see on every chart I see a range, at least now in crypto space. So we have this big range. We had a nice bounce from the bottom straight to the short reload zone, rejected once, back down, back up, and now you can see we are trying to form a 3-bar fractal top. I'm not so bullish on this chart. Looking at this chart, if this one will confirm, we still have 3 days to close this candle. But if this candle will close like that, it's a 3-bar fractal top for me. So you see the last candle, indecision candle. If this one will close like that, I think we can go back down and test at least pump chaser zone, if not long reload zone. For me to become bullish on medium term, I just need a clear W the other side of this trend line. Yeah. When I'll see a clear W the other side of the trend line, okay, I'm becoming bullish. Not there yet. We are still in this range. We can play a lot of time. You can say this is a W. I don't consider this one a W, but it's too high for me. This low is too high for me to think W. It's just a range. When I'll see a big weekly W, then I could think medium term. I could think, yeah, we'll go up. We are still in the bear market mode for me. And you can see last move up. Yeah, last move up on indicators, bearish divergence on RSI, potential bearish divergence on MACD. Same idea on OBV. Yeah. So I don't think it's a good idea to become overly bullish. Let's just play level by level. Reports from today until next week. And we have Friday, big reports. We have personal income month to month, personal spending, core PCA. And next week we have durable goods orders, and next Wednesday we have PMI. So we still have some news to keep in mind. I usually like to close all my short-term position when I have, I don't know, below 1 hour time frame. I have a position in the market. I want to be full on the sidelines before the news, and I don't know, half an hour after the news at least. So I like to be on the sidelines. You can win 10 times and lose once, and you can lose your account if you have a short-term position in the market. And I don't want to do that. Why I'll work 10 times, so at the 11th time to lose all my money? I don't see the point. Some altcoins ideas, not too many altcoins ideas on higher time frame. At least not what I like for the spot market. On lower time frames, yeah, you can play wherever you want. But you can see this one, yeah, a potential bot setup. So we have AB equals CD. We have one low. Now we have the second one. This one is invalidated. Maybe you can go on lower time frames and hunt. On lower time frames, you can hunt a nice window of risk and play to the upside. But if you do that, I prefer to put my stop loss below this week low. Yeah, keep in mind it's altcoin. I'll prefer, if I'm playing on 4-hour, 1-day chart on altcoins, I prefer to put a soft stop loss. So I don't want to have a hard stop loss in the market. I prefer to have an alarm, and if I will see a candle body close below that level, then I'll close my position. It's a bit dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but for me, it's worth the effort to have a stop loss on higher time frames, and especially on the spot market. On futures, I don't play without hard stop loss. So we have this one. You can see big move up, consolidation. It's a good idea for me to hunt along in this area. Kava, USDT, you can see same idea, AB equals CD, and you can see we managed to get in the pump chaser zone, move up. We have one low, now we have the second one. This is invalidated. Same idea. Maybe it's a good idea to hunt a new W on maybe on lower time frames in the pump chaser zone. Now, you can see this move up, and you can draw a new reload zone, and you can hunt in the long reload zone for a new setup. Definitely, a lot of altcoins, they look okay-ish on higher time frame. Still hard mode for me. Still maximum 1%. I don't want to. We are still in the bear market. The market is not behaving like I want. So maximum 1% risk. If I'll risk 1% and I'll make 2% or 3%, it's good enough for me. If I'll do that day by day, it's okay for me. I don't want to risk more than that. My first job is to protect my capital, so tomorrow I be able to play the game again. Yeah? I don't want to get rich in 1 week or 1 month or even 1 year. Slow and steady, step by step, compound your profits. If you are able to compound your profit, you'll make a lot of money. It's a bit hard to compound and don't take money out from your account and risk step by step risk on dollar amount, risk more money. But if you're doing it slow enough, your mind will adjust to the new amount. Just my 2 cents. Same idea at the end. I want to see this chart, and 2023 could be the best year to accumulate altcoins. I want this chart in front of me every week, every day, so I'll remind myself that it's a buying opportunity for an investor. Yeah. This line I'll tell it at the end because Brian will remind me definitely. But now let's take a look at what I have on what I did, let's say yesterday. Yeah. So we had some shorts from the top, and yesterday I said for every member, I said this is a good level to hunt along. Yeah. Why I think that 78.6 long reload zone from this move up. Yeah. And I said, yeah, I'll play a shark setup, but I'll put my stop loss just a bit below this week low. And if this level will fail, I want to hunt another long, but I want to hunt along on the SFU level. Yeah. So you can see here, this is a nice SFU long level for me. The market took the liquidity from this week, this tails. You can see this one, took some from this area, didn't manage to take this last two, and just bounce straight up again. Yeah, it's just a 2-to-1 risk to reward. I'll close, if I'll get to my take profit, I'll close 50%, and I'll just trail the rest. So I'm short from the top. I took half of the position off in this area. I move my stop to scratch. And let's just see what happens. When the market goes back down in the lower part of the range, hunt a long, close half of the position at 2-to-1, move your stop to scratch, and just live with the results. You can see I'll try to hunt a short idea in this area. Yeah? If we'll manage to get back at the week's high, I will hunt a short again. Yeah, just this one is a bit off, but my short idea will be somewhere in this area. I don't want this week. I want the 25.2K. It's my level where I want to hunt a short. If we will go on 4-hour chart, I saw Colin posting something like that. You can see the 3-bar fractal. Yeah. You can see the inverse empire. Yeah. I don't know if Brian is agreeing with me, but this is an empire in my view. Let's invert the chart. Maybe you can see it better. You can see the 1, 2, 3. Looks like an empire for me. So this target could be exactly where I have my take profit. Yeah, in this area, the target for this one. If the market wants to go a bit higher, okay. I'm okay with that idea. That's about Bitcoin.
So you
Which
have
one?
that 4 hour. That's an inverted empire, and I
I just
mapped
go
that
on the
out while
side.
I mapped
I
that
go
out
on
while
the.
you were having a smoke. Where was that bearish fractal?
No, it's not a bearish fractal. I just go on inverse scale.
Oh, that's what you did. Oh, you just flipped the scale around. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit easier to don't have. If you have a bias long, you have a position long. If you have something and you have a bias, just flip the chart and you'll change the bias. You'll see the reality on the chart. That's why, and it's easier to see a empire fractal top than
I just
empire
didn't
fractal
understand
bottom.
what you did. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, that's cool.
Yeah.
In
So
fact, the old timers in the office, I remember very first guy I asked to look at my idea. The very first thing he did, now this is when we used to get our charts in the mail, everything was on paper, is he took the chart and he turned it upside down. Exactly
yeah,
what Paul just did there, so that's kind of a funny anecdote.
it's a good way to don't have a. We are people. We have emotions. We have a bias. So if you want to don't have a bias to see the reality on the chart, just flip it around.
If it's a good buy and you flip it around, it should be a good sell.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So,
Continue on. That was cool. That's an excellent little tidbit there for you and the public. That's the kind of thing. Now, I've been hearing on YouTube, all these social media. Oh, alpha, alpha. I'm bringing you alpha. You want to see my alpha? I've got a bigger alpha than you, I bet.
I don't know.
There you
what
go,
alpha
folks.
is.
You just got a big whack at your alpha.
I don't like to use alpha. I know what it means,
I think
but I don't
Paul's
like
got
it.
a pretty big alpha. I think the girls like his alpha. What do you think, Ben? Do you think the girls like Paul's alpha?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Let's get to the next. Okay.
I'm trying to inject some
more about
levity
this.
into this.
So let's.
All right,
how
back on mute I go.
So how I play the short-term market. I said earlier I want to hunt. I have a small window where some altcoins they could bounce. Different narratives, doesn't matter. How I could hunt to chase, actually, that means to chase the market in I don't know, a professional manner. I managed to build an indicator, and I have a nice way to do that. Just my 2 cents how I play the market. So you see this indicator, and you can see how I play it. I'm just looking at all the altcoins in the Binance, yeah, on the futures market, and I'm just looking at let's take this one. Yeah, I see is growing, and I'll just wait patiently to give me an entry. I have an alarm, and if the market wants to go to this line, I'll put a long in this area, and I'll risk all the way down to this level. And I'll just hunt 2 to 1, 3 to 1. Usually, when I see a strong altcoin, I don't want to put a hard take profit in the market. If the market wants to give me more profit, why I should limit that? I don't want that. I'll just use the stop loss to stop me out in profit. So you can see this one. It's become bullish again. I have the bias long. Yeah, the bias is just a simple thing for me. It's just EMA 9 with EMA 18 on a different time frame. So if I'm playing on 5 minutes, I have the time frame for the bias on 15 minutes or even 30 minutes, depending how I see the market. Yeah? This one, you can see it. I'm long and I'm waiting higher. You can see the stop loss line is at the break-even point, so I cannot lose money anymore on this trade. And let's just take a couple of them. You can see I had an entry here. I'll maybe get another entry in, higher. That means I'll ride the micro trend. I'll just chase the market. I have a tool for that. it's a bit hard to play with this tool. Why? Because you can get, I don't know, 4, 5, even more stop losses in a row. But if you manage to get a nice entry, you can see here a nice entry, and the market is going up. Same idea with this one. Now I have an alarm on RSR. I have an alarm on I don't know. This one is looking bullish. If I want to, I'm thinking short, and I want to play the short side, then I could hunt with the short tool. This one had a denomination 100 to 1, so let's just don't let it cool it off. But you can see on this one, yeah, we had some short ideas. We had a nice opportunity to short. Let's see if we have anything else. A small window of shorting the market. Now is not a good environment to short the market. Now it's a good environment to long the market. Let's see, maybe some of them. I guess even the higher one. Let me see. I know I had one with a nice short. Yeah, you can see here. Yeah, we had a nice window of hunting along. You booked along, you took the profit, change the bias, change the Holy Grail indicator, and you can see a short entry, another short entry, another one, until the market tells you, yeah, it's enough, I want higher again, and now you start hunting longs again. It's a nice tool, but it's a bit hard to play with this one, just because you can get, if you are playing multiple altcoins, you can get, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 7 stop losses in a row. Not too many people are able to still play the market correctly after 3 or 4 stop losses in a row. In time, I managed to adapt, and I could do that. But anyone can do it if you put the time and effort. And you can see I have some altcoins selected here just to play around. So I have this one, RSR. I have NEO. I had a nice trade last, actually, I guess this week. And you can see nice entry, Chinese, because we have a narrative about Chinese coins. And I said, yeah, okay, let's find a good Chinese coin. I don't know if it's Chinese, but at least I have a narrative to fundamental to pump the market. And you can see nice entry, 6 to 1. I had more, but my rule is to wait with the stop loss, to trail the stop loss in profit. And I just move my stop loss step by step, 1 step, 2, 3, 4, and I get to move my stop loss in this area. I was stopped up overnight. Well, okay, not a big deal. 6 to 1. I don't have to be right too many times to make money with this tool. Now I'm just waiting for a new signal. You can see here up and down. I don't want to play in this environment. I want something like that. I want to see the stop loss level just to step up. When I see that, that means I have a possible trend, so I could play the market. Cool. It's a simple indicator. It's only on the community. It's a simple indicator, but if you know how to use it, you can play with. It's based on ATR, so it's just an ATR, a different ATR level, which is stepping up or stepping down, and will show you if you have a trend. Yeah. Fantastic. A nice bias indicator, some alarms, and that's it. The problem is the execution part, not the indicator itself. As you can see, a lot of altcoins.
Now there's a caveat. It's not the indicator that's at fault. It's the trader.
Exactly.
So if you're going to use any trading system, just make sure to understand that you're only as good as you are at following your plan. That's probably the hardest part of all of this.
Exactly. If you're,
it's pretty. I'll tell you, if it's nothing else, if I was in the Christmas festive mood, I definitely have the colors. It's pretty colors.
I just like to see to catch my eye. Some people, they don't like so these colors.
Yeah, like, so give me, if you're gonna use this, and what would be cool is give me a setup that I can actually work levels. Like, for example, while you've been talking, I've been looking at this Shiba Inu, and it looks, well, not Inu, I don't know, just SHIB, SHIB, and I could actually see a bullish bot setting up here. So, it would be interesting if you actually had something where you said, okay, the system's telling you to buy at this level, we'll risk to this level, and we'll take profits at that level, and then let's come back next week and see what happened. That would
Yeah,
be
it's
kind
on
of
5-minute chart, Brian, but you can
well,
see
that's fine. Then literally the profits are had in the next hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, whatever.
yeah,
And you look like a
sometimes
genius.
couple of hours, maybe one day, but
Maybe.
you can see I have the table in this area, and
Yeah.
I could set an alarm. My entry at this point will be at this level, and my stop loss will be at this level. Yeah?
That's
Just
cool.
below this. And I just trail my take profit. On this chart, if I'll zoom out a little bit, you can see I have a bot set up on this one already. Yeah, let's just hide the colors and everything. I don't know if I hide this one.
This
it's
is
not
a
okay.
daily chart I'm looking at. This is a huge one.
Yeah, I posted. I spoke about this chart last week or 2 weeks ago about 4-hour chart bot. And you can see 1 low, 2 lows, 3 lows. This is the third low. This one is invalidated a little bit, same level. And now we are just below the entry level on the bot.
Yeah. So it'd be cool.
We discussed
let's take
this
a
chart.
screenshot of that and throw it in the app if we could. Maybe throw. Can you take a? I mean, I've got a bot that I'm actually. I think I want to take this one.
Put it on 12 hours. Looks a bit crisp, a bit clearer.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, the levels are the
Like
levels.
kilo SHIB?
Yeah, if we could just throw this in the app, I think that would be a
Yeah,
cool
just 1
chart.
second.
I could just to save you the effort, I'll throw it in the room. Where's our chat room? And what would be really cool is if you feel like it. Oh, did you go ahead and do that? Wow, that was weird. It looked like the screen. Where's our chat room? One of these. If you want to do like that 5-minute screenshot, that would be cool to track, see how that does too. That would be fun.
Yeah, it's just a trade. This idea. Let me just 1 second, please.
I tell you that weekly chart, off the system. This weekly commodity trend survey gives this SHIB a 6 rating. That weekly chart just looks insane.
Yeah.
Do we have it? I mean, I know it's kind of sacrilege, but I'll ask it anyway. Is there any fundamental reason why this thing should be moving up now?
Yeah, it's the end for me. It's the end of the move on Bitcoin and altcoins. It's the end of it. We are at the resistance, and the last which will pump is the shit coins. The Shiba, the Doge.
That's a good observation.
That's my idea. And you can see even on Doge.
I would agree with that.
Look at Doge. It's trying to. I could hunt with this one. Yeah. It's on my list. So I could hunt. I saw Elon Musk yesterday posting who let the dog out. Or something like that.
Okay. So now he's getting all active on that.
It's just 1 second, Elon Musk, and just to see it.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are you? Yeah, you can see it. So I let the dogs out. And the Doge just pumped instantly. You can see the pump. I don't know, 5-minute chart. You can see the pump. Yeah. But usually I don't chase. I let the market come back down. And let's see if my indicator will tell me to hunt along. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
so let's just wait.
But after like Doge, the level I wanted to be long off of on this thing was 787. That was like the 78.6 fib. And there's a beautiful little inverted head and shoulders that came in. Yeah, I don't think you can see it on like a 5-minute chart. But that's
787. I have 7929 marked on my chart. I don't know why, but let's see.
729.
Yeah, no, it's a different thing. I have to close this one.
I think there's a price gap down in that area. But,
Yeah.
anyway.
Trend line, I need a clear W the other side of this trend line. So
Okay, cool. Well, awesome report. And
my line, don't forget about my line.
yeah, that's right. I was wanted to remind you to make sure to say it, because it sure looks to me like you're treating your business like it's a business. I love the sound of it.
Treat trading like a business, and market will treat you like a king. But put the first part first.
Yeah, and
you have to do your part, and then the market will do his part. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you are not doing your part, don't treat market like a business. You will see the ugly face of the market, taking your money day in and day out. So you don't want to see that.
Well, and you know, the worst part about all this is that the only way you can treat your trading like a business is you actually have to know what to do. And it's really hard to get that training to figure out what to do. How do you actually go about this process of running this thing called a business? So it's not easy. I mean, if anything, for the audience, I'd almost say Paul makes this game look really easy.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. This is a tough game. And if anything, you got to give hats off to Paul for his consistency. Consistency in showing up, consistency in doing his weekly newsletters, consistency in the way that he uses his tools, consistency in the way his market commentary. Everything is incredibly consistent, and that is extremely hard to do. So thank you for the demonstration, and it shouldn't surprise everybody watching this why Paul is as successful at this game as he is. So congratulations.
You need to be consistent if you want to.
You sure do.
To do something, I don't know, worth your time. I didn't see anything worth my time or something important without consistency. Yeah, you can put the wheel, you can put everything, you can, I don't know, hop in, hop out. But if you want to do something will last longer and be something important, I don't know how to say it in English. You need consistency, and you need to form your good habits.
Yeah.
Because the wheel is limited. At some point, you'll just quit. If you have good habits, will help you to pass the ugly moments.
Well, yeah, but I mean, half the battle here, unfortunately, is where the hell do you learn what the hell the habits are that you're supposed to be doing? What is a trading plan? Why would you have a trading plan? What should be in your trading plan? You know, what are the various types of risk takers? How do you figure out what type of risk taker you are? I mean, all that kind of stuff. So it's not easy, folks. I'm more talking to the public and anybody who's going to be watching this video after the fact. This isn't easy what Paul's doing. But if anything, you know, they always say those people that are really good at this kind of stuff, any kind of thing, they actually make it look easy. So congratulations. Looks like you got a nice trade idea just staring you right in the face there, eh?
Yeah, it's a shitcoin on Bittrex. Someone
Trex. And so do you have an account on Trex?
I have an account on Trex, but I was curious if this one is only on Trex.
Actually, I have that on my screen, you know, for some reason. I have no idea.
But I see it on Poloniex, I see it on KuCoin.
Oh, that's so. Do you have an account on KuCoin?
Not yet.
Oops, hold on.
But I'll wait for the next dump, and then I'll definitely hunt some shitcoins on KuCoin. It's a bit too late now. Yeah, there are still some opportunities, but no, I'll wait for the next dump, and then I'll really hunt on KuCoins, on some altcoin. And you can see.
I'm really confused here. Your screen says XCAD USDT. I look over at YouTube, and it's got God, I can't even read the symbol, and it's got all the red and green colors and all that stuff on the screen. So what the heck is going on here? This is nuts. Why
No.
on earth does YouTube look like that? Oh, okay. Now it must be pretty delayed.
Yeah,
Were you
maybe a
looking
bit.
at chart? I wonder what chart that is that they're looking at right now.
Yeah, now they're looking at this chart, what I have on my screen, because I have the YouTube open and I can see the chart.
Yeah, okay, so they're kind of delayed. All right, let's see, what time is it now? 20 after. I think what we'll do is, why don't we'll bring the screen share to an end here and I'll hijack this.
Yeah, just 1 second.
So great job on the presentation as always. Super, super good job. And we'll go present, and then we'll go your screen. Go over here. All right. And this is that. I don't know whether I showed you at the beginning of the video. This is the systems view of the SHIB. And actually, and it was funny because our system couldn't report all these darn decimals with all the zeros on it. So it was just reporting as 0, and I was getting frustrated. And our CTO, Sjord, was like, well, you know, why don't you want to show that? It's a pretty darn good looking chart. And it was like, well, because it just shows 0. So he actually fixed the problem. So now it's actually like right on. And of course, there's that 6 rating. And gee whiz, folks. You know, I put out a tweet the other day about another coin that looked basically like this. And I just said, you know, if I was ever going to teach a course on trading, holy crap. I mean, this is exactly what you want to look for. So what I did find interesting, though, is as Paul was chatting away there, and of course going through all the charts, I pulled up, I don't know which page it is now. This is so frustrating. This one. I pulled up, I guess there's Doge. There's that level that I was talking about. I really want to get in off of that level. And this is what drives you crazy in this business. Oh, drives me absolutely insane. So you can see the level. I put my order in right at this 78.6. The market clearly came down into that original head and shoulders bottom, if you can call that. It's not really much of a shoulder there, but nonetheless, this bottom, and it just jackknifed right away, and I didn't get filled. Oh, how frustrating. So I don't mind. Keep in mind, I last cycle, if any of you are watching this video and you remember the Sedona Euphoria, this is just such a good example. Like I was selling this coin right up here at 55-60 cents, right in that window. So I guess it's about time we start reloading on this thing, eh? Anyway, but what I wanted to show you was that SHIB sure looked interesting. Because this is actually the way I like the model to work is, I don't know whether we have a clean bottom here or not. But interesting how we have this trend line, boom, boom, boom. So if I can get any kind of bullish structure on the other side of this trend line, I want to buy. Then you have this really tight little downtrend line. Any kind of bullish structure on the other side of this, I want to buy. And look how the bot is just setting up so nice and perfectly off that level. So Paul showed you on his chart. And, really a good level is a good level is a good level. So I think that's basically the same trade as what Paul had on the screen. So super cool. This will be interesting to see how this goes through the day. Because this new daily candle just started, eh? So who knows what the heck this candle's going to look like by the end of the day tomorrow. But definitely keep an eye on this. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I am awfully tempted to. Okay, so a bunch of you were asking. Yeah, I guess actually the one thing that did bother me is I remember last week we looked at this and we saw this big fat bearish divergence. Not only in the raw price momentum in the MACD oscillator, but also on the volume bars too. So if we do get a volume day lower than this lowest low down in this area, that could be trouble. So I would keep an eye on this. And keep in mind, this is such a fraction of a penny. These numbers are just absolutely staggering. So this low volume day, if you have an up bar that trades less than, what is that number? 3.346 trillion coins. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so 4.22 there. 3.42. What did we say that number was? 3.34. So very close there, but not quite. The bulls could technically fall asleep here. This is dangerous. You'd like to see the bulls, ramp up, and really what you want to see is them break these highs here. So, first off, got to let this candle finish. But I don't know. And then there's a lot of people, like I used to trade with this pit trader, and kind of like you hear Paul say it, levels are levels are levels. This is one low, two lows, three lows. This is a double bottom there, technically. So, just live by the sword, die by the sword, get long 1363 and risk down to that 1170 low. Are you a trader? Are you traders going to trade? So, anyway, give that some thought, and I think we, Ben, did we add this to the spreadsheet, the app? That's probably one to keep a good eye on, or
yeah, that's the we have a version of it that
okay.
Yeah.
If it's the same levels, then it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just mentioned we've got a Doge Day coming up soon, so
Doge Day. There's a Doge Day, is there?
420, isn't it? Dogecoin Day.
Did he hijack that too?
I don't know. Is it? I remember it was.
Because you know what 420
a
was
couple
all
of years
about,
ago.
right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's
That was
like
a
every year,
marijuana.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if that cocksucker went and hijacked that day too. That wouldn't surprise me. He's snuck in here because I don't know whether anybody who's actually been following me for a while. The reason why I got into Doge originally was it's a whole bunch of really fun, outlandish characters. I've shown you the pictures. In fact, I have a picture with the original developer of Doge. Can't remember what his name is. In my Twitter feed. In fact, I think I even have it in my... do I have this? Where is that? Logos. I think in here... where is Doge? Doge, home on the Doge. Here he is. This is the original developer, the guy who actually built Doge. And that's Idiot Brian with a Doge rocket and a banana hat on his head. And he and his wife were in the parade that night. That's Vancouver in the background. And he and I, and it's funny because he and his wife had absolutely no interest whatsoever in that crazy lifestyle. But the kids that were involved in Doge, I think I have a picture or two of them around. And in fact, actually, Alex Sturck took the picture, and when I tweeted it out, this picture here, and when I tweeted it out, Alex is like, oh, I recognize that guy in the mirror. But this is the reason why I got involved in Doge to begin with. They had such a cool attitude. Nothing to do with that doofus fucking Allen. God. So you're telling me he's going and hijacking 420? Because that's like the marijuana day, right? How does that go? There's some sort of do you know? I don't know whether you're into the marijuana culture and stuff like that, but there is some sort of reference to 420.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, 420 is typically that, but I don't know if it's somehow linked, but definitely it was. In 2021, people were all excited about it. Not so much last year. So I don't know if it is something that will go on moving forward, but
yeah, I used to know a guy who ran a pot dispensary here locally. He would know the story behind that. I mean, that goes back forever. Like Vancouver's had a 420 parade forever. So, like literally 20, 30 years. So, anyway, doesn't matter. It's here and there. So, if you're in the mood to trade, I think that Shiba, it's like a trader's trade. I think the place to be the investor, I think, was this killer level down here. I think that's kind of come and gone. And if anything, if you want to be that killer investor again, you probably want to just draw reload zones off of that range and just be hunting for buys down in here, right, against this original trend line. That would make sense. So this is sort of like your trader's got a trade, kind of junky. Remember I showed you that name earlier, Lit. That was, I think, a trader's trade. So that's sort of like this kind of price action. So are you this person? If you're not, and you're sort of like, well, I just want to buy against the bottom ends or ranges, this one here, sort of similar as that SHIB, right? There's your buy window down there, not up here. And if anything, it should be taking profits. A, B, C, D. But I bought in here, and of course, I'm going to sell half on a double, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so looking at the chat room, let's see, there were some requests. And is there anything in particular, Ben? We really haven't heard from you tonight. Is there anything you've been seeing in the market that's caught your attention? That's something that that maybe you want to take a look at?
No, not necessarily. I mean, other than, we've been doing this show for what, nearly 2 years now.
Is it 2 years?
And I mean, it was in June of 2021, I think,
Is
June,
that
July,
long
around
ago?
there.
Jeez.
Yeah. And we've never seen a weekly W on the total crypto cap until just this last month. So I think that's pretty worth mentioning.
Yeah, somebody was saying in the chat that Litecoin was outperforming. Still looks like Bitcoin's outperforming here in the short term. But that was this chart. So you're saying over here this the total crypto crap? What? No.
The total crypto cap, I think there may be a Freudian slip
Market cap. Ah. We go to like a weekly chart. Boom. Let's see what we
Yeah,
got.
maybe not on the clothesline. I think that might have been a lower low, but on the if you did a candlestick chart.
I've got a whole bunch of mess on here. Let's get rid of this stuff.
I just feel like we've been waiting a long time for one of those, and on the Bitcoin chart, a weekly W off of the previous high, a nice wake up check. So for all them slow movers out there.
Okay, so there's the total, and I've kind of just taken off as much of the garbage on the chart as I had. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Is this maybe? Oh, that's regular. So is that what you're talking about, or maybe you change it to a log chart?
Yeah, weekly. That's a big.
Weekly. So
Yeah, like I said, on the clothesline, it's a lower low, but on the candlestick chart, I think it's a higher.
Okay, let's see. We should be able to turn this into. Wow, is that YouTube? That YouTube page is on YouTube. They're just now showing the pictures that I showed of the Doge people. That's how delayed YouTube is right now.
Actually, no, Brian. You have to refresh or to go on.
Oh, that's not accurate?
No, your YouTube it's behind, not.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just an idiot. That makes sense. See, now that makes sense.
No, you just maybe put the YouTube on pause or something.
Yeah.
But I could see the same image on.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure out where this W is of Ben's. Do you understand what he's referring to here?
So the November low, and then goes up,
November.
and then at the beginning of 2023,
Oh, that
it's in
right
the
there,
high.
you mean?
the higher low. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah. We haven't seen one of those since we've been doing this show.
Yeah.
So some
Yeah, yeah,
encouraging still.
actually, and that makes a lot of sense because your class, usually what happens at this site, I've seen now, past 2 or 3 cycles, is the at the very top of the market, when Nick and Derek were all here and all that, right? The site, of course, had a very, very huge student body, right? And while, because it's top of the market, everybody's rah crypto.
Hmm.
So if anything, this is exactly what has to happen. So congratulations to you because you now understand the psychology. So you, from your own personal experience, when you came into crypto, and you now see how long it took from that very sort of public, Sedona euphoria, all that, to now actually where crypto is actually quote unquote investable. Does that make
Right.
sense?
And it's not just the W, it's a W in a reload zone. That's the other piece
I don't
of
think
it.
I can really see it on here, but maybe that's just because this is a poor quote. Um, but what actually, I have total over here. So what market is it specifically? This is total market cap on crypto cap. Is that what you use?
Yeah,
All
it's just
right. So
everything.
let's see
It's just
what
all
we
of it
got here.
together. Bitcoin,
Okay, there we
everything else.
go. So you can see that the last cycle you were supposed to, and this is what I think. It's a bit of a worry to me right now. Is when Derek and Nick and I and you and we all got that going at the beginning, it was sort of up top here, which I think to a certain degree was that. And then we've gone through the face rip down where all the public gets wiped out, and I think that that's that. What I'm worried about is we still have to go through this part of the cycle.
Hmm.
And, I hate to say it, but even the previous cycle, I don't know whether it's going to show it or not. Yeah, there it is. But you can sort of see, big down move. And then you still had to go through that very wide Wing out pattern. So I'm a little worried about everybody. And I think, Paul, you said this earlier on, that you're kind of cautioning people. Like, we're not really in a new bull market here just yet. This is still trying to find its base. A little worried, like there was a guy who came out a month or so ago, and he actually, and Shartoshi was kind of joking about it, but he was on social media saying that my price objective for the middle of July, right, which is sort of like right there, is $7 trillion for this thing. Is that realistic? Seems to me to be a little bit aggressive. I don't know. Am I crazy?
It's going to take a lot of money printing.
Yeah, those $1 trillion bills, right? Like, didn't Monty Burns? Didn't he used to have $1 trillion bill? Yeah, print off a big fat stack of them, and there you go. That'll get this thing up there quick.
Everyone is allowed to have an opinion, but
Yeah, it's just I don't know what I mean, and that's the stupid thing about this universe. Maybe that's exactly what happens. I mean, who the fucking knows,
no,
right?
I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
don't think so, but I have some spot
I don't think
position.
many. I don't
I'll
think
be
anybody.
happy.
I don't think anybody's gonna complain. I just
Exactly.
don't know whether you build a plan around that expectation. That's all.
No.
If anything, you know what? I just looking at this right now. Do you see this gap right here? That looks a bit suspicious. Right there. So, okay, let's get on to the names that people asked us to look at, and then by all means, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Just to finish off Ben's thought, this is that crypto total market cap. It's beautiful. Just like Ben said, we had actually a W within a W. You don't see that every day. You can see where my trendline support sort of thesis is. And I might even argue that, kind of like what I was saying to start the show off, probably you want to draw your reload zones and, hey, look at that. 88.6 would bring us right back down against these lows. Is this the top? Who fucking knows? There's no M here yet, which is interesting. There was an M here, and I thought, all right, we're toast. And they went and just blasted right through that. So that did surprise me a bit. But there doesn't seem to be an M here just yet. So I suppose if anything, maybe what we get is like some sort of big fractal up here. And then if this thing's going to break down, it probably does it into like the latter part of the spring or early summer. So okay, so by all means, if you guys have any thoughts about this, first up on the list here was somebody else said Matic. Mind checking out Matic. So I still have a little bit of Matic on the books. Did buy some at the bottom. Sold a whack on the way up. Probably I wouldn't mind reloading on this thing. There's Matic. Geez. I mean, can you really buy way up here? I don't know. That's awfully tough. So you can see just this, and actually that's interesting how it didn't really set up very well here. I don't think that was the prettiest bot. Like there's this sort of W way up there, but that did run up there.
Not even on weekly.
Yeah, well that's it. You're gonna have to really zoom out on stuff like this.
Not even on weekly. We don't have anymore the reload zone, so no, it's too high, damn high.
So if anything, this is such a good testament to those reload zones. You can kind of see where that's probably your buying area, somewhere down in this area. Especially, I love the idea now. I think I did actually up a new set of Fibonacci tutorials for the people at Coinigy. I did 3 of them. One on retracements, one on extensions, and one on chaos theory. So we're just waiting for them to actually sort of publish them. But in that video, actually, I made specifically a reference, and I think I'm going to be talking about this more often in the future, that I like to call this the venture cap reload zone. So if you're dealing with stuff that's venture cap, like Matic definitely is venture cap. I really do like this 78.6 to 88.6 as your venture cap reload zone. So we are pretty far away from that now, eh? It almost looks to me like here to here, and then here to here. We could probably work our way a bit higher, probably up against that high. Paul was showing you the inverted empire, I guess, on Bitcoin, and then flipping his chart around so you could see it. There's a really good example of an empire right there, and you see what happened following it. That's a very, very powerful formation. So what you saw there on Bitcoin, that sure speaks volumes. Anyway, so back to this. I could see a bit higher. And, if you were thinking about shorting, which I don't think many in our community really do, but I suppose just, reload short zones are way up there. Probably in fact, actually, level 2, you guys just did WD GAN, knee jerk. And this is stuff where you just should know this. Just add it to your tool belt. Your knee-jerk target should always be the 50% rule. So that's WD GAN. And really what should happen is the amount of time that this took to make this move, about half of that it should take to move back to the 50% rule. And, just eyeballing that, you can kind of see that here. So, there's the high. There's the low. So that was 24 bars. I guess. Actually, this might even be an opposite. Did that hit that? Doesn't look like it hit it yet, but it's awfully close. Nope, 34. So I'm not quite sure how WD GAN would work into that. But usually the premise is that in half the time of the correction, you get that 50% bounce. So this guy's actually a little overdue. Anyway, I would draw some GAN angles on these charts. I'm always leery about the scaling though on these charts, because keep in mind you have the discretion to change the scale at your leisure. If anything, Murat did a whole new presentation. Did he show you his presentation on how to scale your charts and the process of that? I thought that was such a good presentation he had. So anyway, Paul maybe he'll show us next week because he'll become a GAN aficionado. Who knows? Reload zones up top. There's a whole bunch of trap bulls in that candle right there. They would love to get released. That's up in that area. 50% level, that's also a little bit higher than where we are right now. So in this ABCD, I think a stab up into this 170 area. I don't think that's unrealistic. And I suppose, venture cap reload zones. I might even entertain the idea of 78.6 to 88.6. Way up there, but where is that? Oh, that's the other side. Up into there. It's totally doable, I suppose. That would be a good shorting location. And probably also too, right? This high represents horizontal support and resistance. That would be a huge level to keep an eye on, right up in that area. So if you're long, see if you can hold out a bit more. There's no sell signal here anywhere in sight. This is a weekly chart. Maybe we might have the beginnings of an inside bar failure. And that inside bar failure on a weekly chart, if you go down to the dailies, would maybe look like a big M on the dailies. So keep an eye open for that. If you are long and this thing does start Ming out, you might want to hop off. I don't see any M there, though. As I said, off the weekly chart, that just looks like an inside bar. Moving averages, my hunch is the moving average trend is turned back up. So that means that technically pullbacks should be buying opportunities. So there's where the trend turned back up. So on the weekly commodity trend survey, this was a 6 for a long time. Remember I said crypto is one of the few places in the entire investing universe where you actually have 6s being spit up here. But I don't think it's a 6 anymore because the price has moved up, right? Because it's not really that attractive relative to the 50% level anymore. So there it is right down at the bottom. Look at that. It's actually rated a 2 now. So it's actually getting a little expensive. If the moving averages cross bearish, that'll actually translate into a sell signal. But you can see the moving averages are still positioned very bullishly. But isn't that interesting? So the 52-week 50% level is now actually lower than where we are. So, from a commodity trader's perspective, you can't buy that. If we did come all the way back down into the reload zone, you can see the original market structure bottom down here. That's 78.6. You know how much Brian loves that level. That's probably a buying window there. But you can't really buy there. If you are long, be long, stay strong. There's no real sell signals here anywhere in sight. But if you did buy off the bottom here, I sure hope you're spoon feeding into the market here and taking some profits. That's the hardest thing for these new people to do. You've all heard of Three Arrows Capital. Three Arrows Capital attitude was, as this thing was making new highs, you want to keep buying more, buying more, buying more. Now this thing, it survived the crash, but like Luna, when it crashed, it never came back. So I think it's better, it's more professional that in your plan you actually write out, okay, what is my profit-taking strategy here? Do I sell halves on doubles? You heard me talk earlier tonight about, am I selling halves on doubles? Am I trading bots? What am I doing here? And clearly, remember I said earlier, you're only as good as how you can follow your rules of your plan. If you can't follow the rules of your plan, you're just not doing what you said you're going to do, then you suck as a trader. And you should dial things back until you get to the point where you can do what you said you're going to do. So anyway, food for thought for you there. I don't know. So who asked about Matic there earlier? Somebody did. Where was that? There it is. Prince. I wonder if Prince is even still here. All right, moving on. Litecoin leading the big three up now. Yeah, I saw that big house, but I don't know. It looked to me like we could probably put percentages on here, which would make it a little easier to see who's rocking and rolling. So it looked like here. Let's maximize this. So suppose if we go off of that low, the Litecoin move was, I guess percentage-wise, you're right. If we go off of somewhere there, I'm just trying to keep everything on the screen. So we had Litecoin up 2% off its lows. Bitcoin, well, about 3%, right? 2% plus that 1.25. And then the Ethereum, well, it also moved a good 3%. So no, actually that's -2, isn't it? Oh, what a doofus. Where the hell's the 0? Okay, 0, 0, 0. That'll make it easier. All right. So Bitcoin's up 3% there since those lows. 3.19. So you're right. Looks like Litecoin was outperforming. And then 3.8. Wow, Ethereum actually beat both of these other guys. So Ethereum is actually outperforming. So interesting observation there, Big House. And that was right while Paul was going through his presentation. Since I've been talking, everybody's like, oh, that boring Beamish guy's talking. I'm going to sell. I'll get the fuck out. Okay. What do you think of Pearl? P-E-R-L. Any thoughts about P-E-R-L? Paul or Ben? P-E-R-L.
You know me.
All right.
It's another shitcoin. If I have a technical level, definitely I could buy some.
Okay. So I guess the question is, do you have a technical level?
Let's see.
Pearl versus USBT. Oh, well, it's cheap. That's good. I always like cheap.
Chart, yeah. Even a test of that week high could give us almost a double, sell half on a double.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible idea. It doesn't look like it went to new lows here recently, so that's good. You heard Paul's comment, which actually I think was absolutely spot on. You heard, oh no. Is the YouTube thing still going?
Yep.
Okay. Jesus, my screens are all messed up. Isn't that weird? Oh, what the hell is this? What a mess. Now, why on earth do I have that over there? Okay, so hold on a second. I gotta pull this out. That's what she said. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now I got my head on straight. What time is it? Oh my goodness, it's already almost 8. What a doofus. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It's not a terrible idea. It really isn't. Looks like the moving averages are starting to turn here. Oh yeah, I was going to say this earlier. You heard Paul say that we're coming to the end of this Bitcoin rally. So now all of the SH fill in the blank T starts rising. So I think that's probably, that SHIB is starting to go. I don't know what this is. Perlin? No idea. Ben, any idea what these guys do?
I think it's like a cryptographic technology platform. So,
cryptographic technology platform.
Yep. Just reading into it now, so I'm not very well versed on it, but it's
Okay.
They use the Perlin noise algorithm. It's a type of pseudo random number algorithm that uses hash functions to generate random numbers. It's open source, secure, and privacy preserving blockchain technology platform.
All right, that's
There you
sort of
go.
the $64,000 question with computers. Is technically it's actually impossible to create a random number, right? So interesting. I guess they've figured out that they've solved that problem.
Yeah, I don't know what pseudo random number
Yeah, that's
algorithm
just
is,
it. So,
but
yeah, it's
but
technically impossible for a computer to come up with a random number.
yeah, it's supposedly designed to be resistant to quantum computing attacks.
Yeah,
So
well, that's yeah. So that's the big thing because quantum computers should be able to figure out random numbers pretty easily. Did you ever see the movie War Games? You know, right at the end, 6 digits. It's got a launch. It's got the launch codes. Ah! You remember that? Anyway, that dates me. Paul, do you remember that? Did you ever have that movie where in Eastern Europe? I wonder if that movie ever played there. It was all about the Cold War. Anyway,
No.
Matthew Broderick. Anyway. Okay, so I gotta say, as W's go, it's there. It has these crazy ass wicks, so obviously when the pump gets going, they can really ramp this thing. Is there any news driving this story? If you change this to a line chart, sure looks like it's trying to W out. I do like the idea, like Paul said there earlier, that this is the kind of environment where maybe you're going to see like the shit rally. Try to refrain from swearing too much. This is supposed to be a family show. Yeah, right. But little old ladies. Is it possible? I think somebody even posted there. Could you grab some at 2 and flip it out at 4? And then get the free coins and then put them on some sort of cold storage wallet and put an alert on your system that if it does trade up 20, 30 cents to move them back onto an exchange and let them have some. You can see this is a weekly chart. You could have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks where you could have gotten filled up here in the high teens. So there's definitely that possibility. I'm leery these days about leaving too many coins on these centralized exchanges. I don't feel good about it these days. I think that's a potion for disaster. And I think the consensus these days is just don't get complacent about just leaving your coins on these centralized exchanges. I think it's dangerous. So there's also a question of 2. What kind of fee would it take to move the coin onto and off of the exchange? Maybe you buy it, leave half of it on the exchange, have the order to sell at double your purchase price, and then take the other half and move those off to cold storage and just try and forget about them. There's plenty of names that look like this in the 2014, 2015 market. One of my favorite was XDN. I don't even know if it's even still around. But, there it is there. But this is versus USDT. It used to, that's not a very good quote. But this one versus Bitcoin, man, I banged out so many doubles back and forth on this thing back in 2015, 16. It was ridiculous. And Verge, that's another one. Where and you just don't believe it now that it can happen, but when we go into these crazy ass cycle peaks, it's ridiculous the prices that these things get bid up to. So I don't know whether this. I was buying this thing down here at like 2 sats, and look what it did. Could you have gotten 2 sats, sold half at 4, and then you come back a year or 2 later. We know that the cycle peak is coming up in like November 2025, December 2025, into that period. Come back and you see that little piece of crap, Pearl, that you bought at 2 sats, kind of 2 cents, whatever, has gone absolutely apeshit ballistic, and you can buy a Lambo with it. It's not unrealistic, folks. I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of people make a lot of money in this space over the past few years. So something like this, it isn't a terrible idea. I'll throw that in the room, Ben, if you can add that to our the app. I'd appreciate it. It's kind of cool. It's a cool looking little idea. Do you go and bet the farm? No, I don't think so. But throw a couple bucks at it, might turn into 10, 20 grand. What the hell? You know, like what? $100 at 100x is 10 G's. Could this thing go 100x? And you see the darn thing $2 at the end of this coming cycle? Sure, it's not unreal. You know what's super cool, right? Is you can even see Doge did exactly the same thing in its infancy, and then you know when Musk came along and did his thing, the damn Doge went crazy. But you know you could do fog and bombs off of that level there, and that starts giving you chaos levels. There you go, right? So. 2.618 is basically what? 10x, 20x, 40x to 2.618, 4.669. You're going and shopping for your Lambos. There's your 100x. Well, I guess a little bit higher, but you get the idea. So it's not really unrealistic. I think the number one thing I've told people this, and when I teach the education program, you can kind of screw up things like momentum. You know, maybe you come in a little bit late. Maybe you come a little bit early. You can screw up M's and W's. Well, I bought a little bit higher than the actual W level. Or the W level came in, but what the hell, I bought against the lows. But, you know, generally if you see W's, kind of like here, it's trying to tell you that we're near some sort of bottom end of range. If you get trade location correct, i.e., I'm going to buy against the bottom end of the range. I'm going to buy against the bottom end of the range. I'm going to buy against the bottom end of the range. The market is very forgiving. And all of these, buying against the bottom end of the range, got paid. Buying against the bottom end of the range, got paid. Buying against the bottom end of the range, get paid. Seems logical. So the one thing that you really want to get right in this game is location. Indicator confirmation, price structure, you know, you might not be banging out the 100Xs, you know, but you should still make money as long as you get location correct. Anyway, food for thought. Okay, maybe one more. It is 8 o'clock, and then we'll call it a night. Actually, you know, I saw on the system, I couldn't believe it the other day. Somebody asked to look at ADA. And I was really surprised. There's ADA. Of course, it's spitting out a 5. So, price is 42 now. 52-week highs $1.25, lows 25. So, add them together, divide by 2. That sounds like 75. So, we're a little less than a double. Back to the 50% level. There's the 50% level, 74. You can see here, slow moving average is lower than, beg your pardon, fast moving average is lower than the slow moving average. So we still must be in a bear. We haven't transitioned back into a bull. But the one thing that I was really quite surprised about when I was surfing the charts the other day, I have a whole bunch of signals that I've used over the years. Whether it be things like momentum pushes, L tangonators, basically bottoms 50% rule is, you know, a double from at least from where we are right now. Remember, location is the most important thing here. Key reversals, anybody who knows me knows what a key reversal is. Weekly 1330 crosses, just basic screeners that I know over time have worked very well. So I come down to crypto here, and I was quite surprised by this, to be perfectly honest with you. We cover the U.S. stock market, Canadian stock market, European stock market, Australian stock market, and we also cover the cryptoverse. And we actually cover a lot of the cryptoverse. So weekly bullish 52-week range. This is that assets are at the bottom end of the range, and a move just back to the 50% rule is probably going to give you a 20-30% return. And look at this. Every single symbol is an ADA trade. I couldn't believe that. ADA versus BNB. ADA versus BUSD. I think this is like Binance's stuff. ADA versus ETH. ADA up versus Tether. And I think that's like the leveraged ADA. And I put a tweet out the other day saying, holy crap, what the hell's going on here? It's all just one symbol that the system loves right now, and that's this ADA. And, I got to look at this. And this is the same logic as this Perlin. Remember what year it is and how emphatic I am. You don't see all these markets making 5s and 6s. Like, fuck, you got to buy this stuff, people. So this ADA, I couldn't believe when I saw this stuff. And it was like the ADA USD T up. I think that's what the hell it was. Maybe I'll go back and see that again. I rearranged my platform, so now I gotta find where the damn screens are. ADA up USDT. All right, so I got the order wrong. And I looked at this and I was like, gee whiz, I mean, I'm not calling that this thing's gonna go to the moon. I mean, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Does anybody? But has that got any room to make you a double? What do you think, Ben? Look at that high. That high was $337. Yeah, $337.96. And here it is at 47 cents. Like, wow. Is there any room for you to make any money on this thing going forward? I think so. Then if I zoom in just here in the short term, what does this look like? Doesn't look like it's W'd yet, right? So V bottom straight off the lows. Remember we said that the ADA itself the trend has not turned back up. Now I don't know whether you really want to buy that one yet or not, because I don't think it's ready to go. But I definitely have this on my radar screen. So you can see a whole bunch of levels we've all drawn up here. I don't think it's bottomed yet. But definitely want to keep an eye on this thing. There's the chart. So the weekly trend, as we said, still pointing down, but it is cheap. And if anything, we'll keep it as simple as possible. Are we at or below reload zones? Are we at or below venture cap reload zones? This is one where I think actually we're even so low, we're trying to bottom off of 88.6. That looks cheap to me. Now, this is only $3.20, right? So, 40 cents, $3.20. Pick your poison. I like the idea of that ADA up. That thing's just a circle jerk proxy. So if everybody's all rah crypto, of course, into the peak into like October, November, December 2025, that's when you'll see this thing doing this kind of stuff again. And I remember back this cycle here, I went to Europe, and I remember there was one guy in particular in Switzerland, and he was mining the crap out of this thing. And I felt so badly for him because, kind of like what Ben was saying, I think, Ben, maybe you can testify to this. You kind of came in when this stuff was all up top here, right? Notice that's September 21, right? We said we started this show in like this summer of 21, right?
Yeah.
So is that about the time when you started TRI?
Yeah, I've been investing since about 2017 though, so.
No, I appreciate that.
As far as being with TRI.
And I think you remember.
That's when I started the program about
right
around November.
So we get a lot of people that come into TRI through the cycle peak. So it's cliche. So it doesn't surprise me. Paul, when did you start TRI? You probably started TRI through all this mess as well.
Yeah, in 2019.
2019. Oh, that's way over
2018, 2019. Yeah, I did the level 1 in the fall of 2019.
Okay, so if anything, that's why Paul's so fucking good at this, is because he's put in a good 4 years of back-breaking work. So good for you.
Yep.
And it just goes to show, you want to get really good at this, you probably got to put in that kind of time frame. Remember, just ask yourself how long Brian's been playing this game. Too long. Anyway, back to our story. So I wouldn't be surprised if ADA has to go through this kind of basing period. I think you can actually see here. There was a violent rally off the bottom, which actually started to cause moving averages to turn. But you can see through this bottoming period, there was quite a bit of back and forth, right? Rally, pullback, we're back in a bear, we're back in a bull, we're back in a bear, we're back in a bull. So there was, if anything, this is a good example of what Paul was saying earlier with his trading model. Every single trading model is exactly the same way. And some point it will have its day in the sun. And notice like this buy signal here, if you had the tenacity to go buy, sell, buy, you take this one here and it works the whole frickin' way up. Look at that. So that signal got you long there and you're driving your Lambos up here because you're still long. So, because, basically that signal never did end. So, anyway, not until way over here. So, could I see this thing work its way up here into, and keep in mind our cycle peak that I'm expecting is way over here. Right there. Yeah, probably right around there. Could we, in fact, you could probably even, just for fun, go, there. Actually, right to, let's go there. So there, and we'll go like that. Let's see, how am I going to do this? There we go. Something like that. There you go. So, is this the start of that rally that starts causing these moving averages to cross back bullish? I mean, look at that pattern. It's following almost exactly identical to this sell-off. It doesn't look remotely the same, but actually it's almost identical. So right about here, we should start expecting this thing to work its way up. And that would make perfect sense because there probably will be some sort of seasonal rally peak. The old cliche goes, buy when it snows, which would be here, October, November, December, and sell when it goes, May, June, July, that kind of thing. Crypto usually goes on through the end of the summer. But, I don't know if there's some sort of fundamental event around ADA that might affect that. But then, we go through a humming and haw, back and forth. And then into the rally peak, all hell breaks loose. This thing's rallying up, probably goes to new highs. And that funny little ADA up thing might fucking make you a fortune. So, well, anyway, there's my 2 cents on ADA. I think you're probably a little bit early to, time a perfectly timed signal. But we are definitely cheap. And I wouldn't be surprised if the bottom is, going to come in somewhere down here. They always say, what is it? Patience is the better part of valor. I think that's how it goes. So, do you want to just wait for the weekly W's to come in? Do you want to just get yourself on a dollar cost averaging plan and start nibbling away? Either of those approaches are fine. Remember I said earlier too, location is very forgiving. If you can force yourself to wait for, this is like a 90% correction from the peak. You can force yourself to wait for that, and then you actually start buying. You'll do generally pretty well in the grand scheme of things. There's no guarantees. This thing might just keep going down, go right off the board. That's just capitalism. But I played this game long enough. I think ADA is a relatively stable name. That's always asking for trouble saying stuff like that in crypto. But if I was to put 5% of my portfolio to work into an idea, I wouldn't have a problem seriously looking at this. And like I said, I put a tweet out recently. I kind of like that ADA up thing as sort of a punt. I want to buy my son a house here in Vancouver. I got to go fucking make like $2-3 million just to buy a damn house here in Vancouver. So maybe I use that as my proxy. And, this thing goes zooming up to $3, but that ADA up thing goes up to $300. And it's, woo, Liam's going to be living in a Lambo. Okay, I think we'll probably leave it at that. We're well past the top of the hour. It's probably getting pretty darn late for Ben, so my apologies, sir. Thank you very much, Paul. Paul, is the sun rising yet in your neck of the woods? Oh, he's going for a smoke. Is he still here? Oh, he must have left. Ben, are you still here? Maybe I'm the only one left.
No, it's still there.
Hey,
I think
there's
he
Ben.
went for another smoke.
All right. So why don't we review how we did this past week and see if any accolades needed to be handed out. That's what we did. We actually came off 1.7%. Is this updated or is that old?
Yeah, I updated it today.
Oh, did you?
Mm.
22nd. All right. So we were 24.6. We're now 24.2. So Brian was looking for some up, and it looks like the reading came in basically neutral. Paul was looking for a face rip down. That's kind of interesting. So we got a little bit of a move down. He was heading in the right direction. What does this mean here? 1730, 1730. Is that the actual raw number?
Okay. Sorry, I copied it from the week before.
Oh yeah, so that's that minus
calculation.
that. So let's take that.
Let's see.
What happens if you go like
Oh,
that?
Daisy.
There you go. I fixed it. Oh, now you just put it
Okay.
back.
I'll let you do it.
All you got to do is just take this because it has the formula.
Yeah, you should be able to just
and
drag
then
it down.
Just
and
drag
then
it
copy
down, and it automatically
Yep.
changes. We don't need to.
There you go. Oh, that's a big week loss.
Yeah, we don't want to see that. So there you go. Minus $400, which is about a 1.7% drop. All right. And of course, you had the 0 rating anyway, right? Because that's what.
Yeah,
you
I
told
think
me.
when you're around it, this by default is a 0.
All right, Paul is still smoking. Yep, still smoking. So that's the one thing we got to convince Paul to let go here. I don't think you smoke, do you, Ben?
Nah.
You don't come across as a smoker. How's the actually? Why don't we do one more name while we wait for Paul to come back, and then we'll wind things up.
I'm back.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Back.
All right. So big votes. Ben, turns out that he had told me that he was going to vote 0 anyway, so we gave it to him. He was the winner this past week. You still feeling as uber bearish as you were, or do you think you want to go with a different number this week?
My view, yeah, I'm still, let's say it -1.
All right. -1 it is. Ben, what are you thinking?
Maybe a 0.
All right, so basically the same. And the Beamish will say, what will the Beamish say? The Beamish will say, hey, what do you say? Was taken out of the trade. Markets moved up smartly though here, eh? Through this whole session. Wow, what a move. I don't know. Is that a sine wave we're working? Maybe. Almost looks like it, eh? So I had the market symmetry study look for a bit of a down move. So I guess from this level 24.4, wonder what the best time frame is to actually ask this question. Would it be a 4-hour chart? When was that? That was February 14th and February 21st. That almost looks like about a window. Where are we? February 14th, 21st. Yeah, that's about a week. All right. So, according to this, if this persists, then yeah, probably Or down. So I'll go with a. You went -1 and and 0. I'll go. Well, I'll go -1.5. I won't go uber bear, but I'll go bearish.
Then the market will go up.
Huh?
Then the market will go up.
Yeah, there you go. So we pretty much guaranteed that price will rally here. So that's a good sign, I suppose. All right, gentlemen. Well past 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock here on the West Coast. So hope you guys enjoyed the conversation tonight. We got in a few requests, probably not as many as we should have. But it was awfully nice hearing again from you, Ben, and hope the little one's feeling a little better. I think I remember she was under the weather last week, eh?
Yeah, she's on the way up and up.
Right. Well, that's good to hear. Paul, you take care of all those Romanians.
Yep.
You got a whole flock of them under your wing now, right?
Yeah, but not only Romanians, but we have a lot of people trying to learn. Yeah, some of them they are consistent. Some of them they are not consistent.
Yeah. Well, there is a place I've heard of that teaches people how to trade pretty well.
Exactly. I send them, all of them. I try to push them to TRI level 1 at least to learn how to trade.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I ranted there earlier this evening. I mean, it's one thing to actually behave consistently if you know what you're doing. But if you don't even know what you're doing, then the odds of success at this game are so remote. And I can understand. What's that?
You can take the hard way like Dalmudi, great Dalmudi. Or you can take the easy way and go and do level 1 on TRI.
Yeah, basically he sat and watched the broiler chicken shows for like a couple of years, eh?
Yeah, and it's a really good trader now, but it's a lot of time and effort and a lot of work. So I think it's better to just do the level 1 at least. You get the process, do your paper trading. If you want to paper trade, if not, do, I don't know, a small amount, learn how to trade, and after that you can make some money in the market, but after you learn, not before.
Right on. All right. So on that note, have yourselves a fantastic rest of your trading week. Man, I'd seriously take a look at that damn ADA. I can't believe how many different things.
That is a leverage token, Brian.
What's that?
ADA up, it's a leverage token.
Oh, yeah, I know, completely. Not investment grade. But those are the kind of names that if you throw like $100 at the damn thing, it might turn into like 10 G's.
A lot of ADA up, any coin up, they are looking really nice now on Binance.
Yeah, and you were out having a smoke, but the message just basically was, if you're going to do something like that, look to take profits ultimately into November, December 2025. So if you can build a trading plan with that kind of time horizon and that kind of discipline and patience, you can make an absolute freaking killing. Like this SHIB, for example. This thing will probably be trading at $1 if you can actually have the patience and discipline just to buy it and hold on to some into that November, December 25 peak. But there's a lot of people in this space that by the time we get to there, they won't be paying much attention. They'll be long gone doing something else. So anyway, that's
maybe 10 cents on Shiba. $1 if you put all the coins they have in the market. I don't think. Who
knows? The sad thing is it might not be that's not even that much money. $1 in December 2026 It might take $1,000 to buy a loaf of bread. You don't know.
Yeah, and that
And
idea definitely.
so this thing might go to $1, but it would still take 10 million of these things to pay your rent. So
Could be.
anyway, all right, let's leave it at that. Like I said, if anything, opportunity is now here. And all you people watching this particular video and these videos through this 6-8 month window here, you got to get your shit together. Get your plan going. Figure out what type of investor you are, what type of risk taker you are, and get to work. And if you want to change your life and maybe go island shopping at the end of this, each and every one of these cycles I've been in, I've seen people go island shopping at the end of them. But those are the people that have their shit together and they know how to play the game. If you need help, that's what TRI is all about. And of course, I think we have some fantastic tools to help you along your journey to sort of identify when markets are buyable. And 5s and 6s are basically that message. Okay. Ben, you haven't been around for a while. Paul hates it when I pick on him. So I think you get the privilege of taking us out this week. I hope you guys have all enjoyed the offering. Feel free to pop by the TRI site. We have a 30-day trial. And you can watch the daily briefs. Check out our YouTube channel, of course, with all the other rest of the content. PMA for the win. Slow and steady wins the race. And the only thing left for us to say, one thing I want to say, though, before we take us on out is everybody, it was remarkable, Ben, you weren't here last week, and we never did get the Liam sort of karmic message wish. And Liam was in the worst mood last Thursday.
Oh, man.
So, I don't know
I was
what
just
it
about
is.
to remind them on the way out.
No pressure whatsoever from you. But I don't know. You always seem to remember that. And Liam is in a great mood the following day. So, not only do you have to take us on out of here tonight, you have to give us a Liam karmic wish too.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll be thinking of you and the boy tomorrow. Hope you have a great day.
Thank
Lots
you.
of love from everyone listening.
And the only thing left for us to say is...
Bye for now.